This is why you need to heal your trauma, children. Because if you don't, you might make deals with the devil. Hey guys, it's your girl Laisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are here with episode 6 of Ironheart, which is called The Past is the Past. So in the last episode, we saw that Riri has finally decided to open up her heart and her mind and lower her barriers and finally ask for the help of the people who love her most. And with their help, she was able to forge a new suit that is fashioned out of Gary's last gift to her. And they wanted to power it by a source that was from another dimension, but something about that power source caused an interference in what powered Natalie, the AI. So we see that Natalie seemingly disappeared before Riri was able to upload her to a different interface. And that's kind of how we ended the episode. But I have a feeling Natalie is probably going to come back or is going to be somehow affected by this magic because it's magic. Why not? And on the other side of things, we see that Parker is now crewless because he decided to push them all away when they discovered that he was hiding just how dark things had gotten for him. And he is now using the remote control basically that he has over Zeke to control him and help him get back what he believes is owed to him. So that is basically how we ended things. Ready to jump into this episode. Just before I do though, if you'd like to know when I drop episodes, please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. This show is done for now, but I definitely react to lots of different superhero and Marvel type stuff. So definitely stick around. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Okay, we're back in the memory. So he was breaking into his father's house. That makes more sense now. You can't climb a fence, bro? You're doing crime and you can't climb a fence? That's like 101. Fence climbing, lock picking. I'm trying to figure out how he gets the cloak. It's got to be this episode where we find out. I thought it was in the house, which would have been very interesting if his dad had it and wasn't using it.
Well, I could answer, or I could open the door. What door? What are you
Was there anyone in that cloak? Or was the cloak just talking to him? I can't see his face. So you open the door into a black neighborhood? The hell?
Can I ask you a question? Do you mind if I stare at you?
Yes, actually.
This is weird. You know, how about a slice?
I don't take food from strangers.
Keep on bringing it till it's perfect. Try it.
Okay, peer pressure. What if he didn't eat meat?
Anyway, this shit about me fulfilling my potential. I mean, how would I even?
That's what I thought. Is this even real, this place?
Did you like it? You want me to do it to someone else? Should I do it to the whole city?
The vibe is weird, bro. The vibe's very weird.
What is it that you most desire?
Ooh. This is like that demon on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if you remember that show. Anya, that's what she was. She was the desire demon.
You know, I want to be powerful.
Why?
And tell me what it is that you want.
You don't even know this man's name. You're eating pizza and answering your deepest, darkest questions. Like,
Be rich.
Okay.
just simple introspection here, Parker.
Disgusting, greasy rich.
Stupid, disgusting, greasy. Okay, you got
Okay.
it. I can.
Yep. That's really what it was all about. Nothing to do with the money.
So that you can get yourself everything that you deserve.
Notice that wording, everything you deserve. Not everything you want, everything you deserve. King of what, bro? No one respects monarchies anymore.
And what's in it for you?
Oh, something you won't even miss.
Your soul is mine.
I'm in.
Gullible.
Smart.
Smart is not the word. Gullible, greedy, broken.
Hey, look, yo, you forgot your thing.
Did he?
Oh, no, that's yours.
It looks expensive.
Did you unfreeze the family yet, or?
Not too expensive for you, Your Majesty.
Stroking his ego already with the king. That family is still frozen, for the love of God.
You look like shit,
Oh.
but soon you're gonna look like the king you were born to be.
Homie was like, really? Just to my face? You couldn't have just softened that blow? Can you please unfreeze that family? They just came here for dinner. Thank you, crikey. He even turned off the music. Damn, no one noticed. Oh, yeah. You look like a king now, bro. Right down to the wonderful burns on your face.
You tried the caviar?
Something about being held against one's will kills the appetite.
Right?
Besides, eating animal babies is unethical.
I let him know.
You'll need a place to lay low, since you got your hands dirty.
You got my hands dirty, but you did
You did kill her.
Yeah, I did kill her.
in my dreams.
Eat.
I'm not doing this.
Bro, you had to know the one thing you would never be able to do is harm the person who's your admin.
And you're programmed to prevent anyone from harming me.
Silly, silly boy. So smart and yet not so smart.
You're a real piece of shit.
He is now.
What?
You heard it.
Do you know how silly you look?
It's true. You look
You've got all
terrible.
this power, and you're doing what?
Controlling me with remote control.
You don't belong here. And everyone's gonna know that.
He's like, I'm an actual rich kid. Sorry. So is Parker, technically.
Come on.
You gonna try to go to a palace? You are not a quick learner at all, are you, Zeke?
So that you can get yourself everything that you deserve.
Deserve. You understanding what he said there? Deserve. You went through all that to go to get your daddy's house and you're back here? Scanning your brain twice, a good idea. Pretty sure Zeke said that was super, super dangerous the first time.
Give me that. Give me my friend back.
No, that's not happening, sweetheart.
Figure it out after I get that hood.
Whoa, Bree, wait. We still need to test your suit to see how the magic's affecting it. Like, we still don't even know why adding magic deleted Natalie.
Right? Can we take a breath for once in your life?
I know I'm bad at showing it,
Very
but
bad.
this really means a lot. I couldn't have done this alone.
Teeny bit of growth. She's not wrong, though. She doesn't really have the time to do all the tests she'd like to do. That's not exactly the kind of thing that's not going to get people gossiping.
Answer me, damn it.
It's in your head, so just look inward.
When'd you get an accent?
When did you get an attitude?
He always had it. You just didn't hear it.
You see, you're not my only client. Didn't you get my messages?
You mean these scars?
Kind of like the hair. I'm not going to lie. Not on this guy, yeah.
Well, I'm here now.
Ooh, hi.
Is there something I can help you with?
Mike, what do you want?
You promised me everything.
Do you know?
You said it was gonna be like this. You lied to me.
I said, be
Did-
careful how you speak to me.
Yeah, who you talking to, boy?
I gave you every tool you needed to live your best life.
And you chose to do this.
That you're so very, very fond of.
Hmm.
Something happened to the old one?
Weird. I'm detecting a voice command program. Yo, I think you got hacked.
Yep.
Or as you so eloquently put it, you wanted to be stupid, disgusting.
Right, he's like, I'm going to repeat word for word what happens when you don't think about what you say.
I did everything I was supposed to.
Did you?
It just feels empty. Can't you give me more?
More of what?
Why would I give you something more when you've made such a dog's breakfast of everything else?
Hmm.
Why don't I just replace you with someone more appreciative?
Because he can do that.
Parker finds out you're alive, I'm dead. So
So I gotta whip your ass too.
Kind of. He preferred because then he doesn't have to follow Parker around anymore. You hearing this, Parker? No? Okay. You in an electrical suit again, Riri. We didn't learn much from the last time, did we?
So I hold on to the hood and you make it more powerful. Right?
Is that what he said? I don't think that's what he said. You never get the fine print, do you, kiddo? Sad.
Who's Parker gonna control you forever?
I don't know if he's able. Actually, no, he's still able to have his own thoughts. We saw that.
I'm gonna knee you in the groin. What? I'm sorry, but I assume there's no bionics there. Your body's gonna respond in crisis mode.
Oh, yeah.
Been shut down enough for you to manually override.
Yeah, she's smart, remember? Sorry.
Let's try it. But I don't know if I can stop.
Well, we gotta try.
Stand still. I'll try to pull it, okay? For the sake of the same family name.
Right? He's like, I don't necessarily want to rid you of your legacy, your potential legacy.
You'll hard reset and start brand new. Cool?
Do you have a choice?
No. but it's better than being a slave.
So we friends again, Joe?
Are we?
Joe's gone.
Zeke?
I have millions of dollars worth of weapons inside me and no idea where to put this anger.
Feel that, don't you, Riri?
Just know you and I aren't done.
He didn't say they're not friends, though. He didn't say you guys weren't friends. He just needs a moment to just understandably process his feelings. It's been a very crazy few days for him. And he's not really used to, and it's not just you, Riri. That anger was from years of him getting bullied, you know? You just happen to be the convenient outlet. Hi. Guess what? I'm still here.
I knew that if I wanted you dead, I'd have to be the one to do it.
Sad. We could have been lovers.
But now look at you. You have your fancy suit, but you're not gonna use it to stop a speeding train or save a city from an asteroid.
Got a point.
You just want this power for yourself.
But not for the reason you think.
Face it, Riri. You're a criminal.
Yes,
Like me.
but not like you. She's like, this is a new suit, boo. No more of that cloak and shit.
Tell me that's magic.
Maybe.
Thought you were tech only.
Never said that. So does the hood make him like hit proof? Oh, ew. Ew, ew. I don't think Parker can see that. That's the problem. It's kind of funny because he looks like the wolf in Little Red Riding Hood because he's wearing the red hood. It's kind of funny. Crispy. Does that work? Because he's like constantly on fire. Damn, you just got that suit.
It sounds kind of stupid when I say it out loud. But I trusted you.
Did you? John tried to kill me. We're not going to try that? Okay.
What the hell?
Ah. My bad, Riri. You had me fooled.
Give it back!
No. Toss that thing into the stratosphere.
You all done?
Sort of, if you look at him. No. He probably gonna die, though. That's what you needed to do this whole time, bro. You just need to have a good cry. Your dad sucks. Your cousin died because he was kind of a dick. And now you pushed all your friends away. Like, just have a good... Really? The elevator, Riri? Okay. Oh, the owner of the cloak.
But we'll get to that. In the meantime, sit, eat. You got to be famished from all the commotion.
Is this because she tampered with the magic?
You don't want to sit down wearing that goofy Transformer costume.
Nah, not the crossover.
Another magic asshole.
That's me.
Give me my shit back.
As soon as
Immediately.
So you're the one I gave him that hood.
Oh, she's quick.
he would see his charge.
But he wanted to be caught, so what's this about?
Wanting to meet you for some time now because I love the exceptional.
Let's see if she's going to be easily manipulated. Oh, he's going to tempt her with Natalie. She might fall for it.
To help the unseen, the unheard. Now, sometimes that means
Not the T. Oh, hell no. We're not going to the sunken place today, sir. Get up, Riri.
100 of them, plus 14 kings, 3 popes, and also a beetle.
I know which one.
It's a calling, you know. This
Why are we talking about you?
I'm rambling.
Thank you.
You're capable of building something.
Iconic.
This guy is a problem.
Oh, Mom! That ugly pillock isn't fit to clean my glorious arse.
That's very graphic, sir. Apparently you've thought about it.
Should have introduced myself.
Satan?
Well, I go by a lot.
Lucifer?
You can call me Mephisto.
Damn, you want his daddy or whatever. Boyfriend?
Hello.
Bye.
So, is that supposed
Right?
to
She's like, I don't know who you are. I'm 19.
Tell me, what can I do for you?
Natalie. Don't. She's not worth the devil, girl. And Natalie wouldn't want you to do it. And if you're going to use that kind of magic, you should bring back the real Natalie. But don't do that because magic has a price. Remember that.
What's the catch?
magic comes with a price. Nothing you're gonna miss? Maybe your skin? Your soul? Are we gonna end with us not knowing her decision? And I noticed he made her suit disappear, so is that what he would put instead of the cloak? Where is Parker? Not that I'm overly concerned, but he looks pretty bad when you left him. That's a lot of witchcraft stuff. Not you working in runes now, girl. Her hair looks so cute. And she got her suit back. Is she thinking, uh-oh.
It worked.
Oh, Riri, it wasn't worth it.
Oh, look, I've been in here.
Is she actually an AI?
You have no idea.
Because why does Natalie look confused? What did you do, Riri?
What I want can't be done.
Oh, thank God.
The past is the past.
Good for you.
Time heals all wounds. That's bollocks.
Maybe for you,
It never goes away.
but it does dull.
I can fix that.
I'm good.
You can back up a little bit. Boo.
See, that's creepy. We don't mess with bringing people back from the dead, Riri. We never do that.
It's just me that you want, right?
Oh my God, dummy.
Nobody else.
Never works that way.
So, shall we do this? Will you sign with me?
You were no better than... Really? We're really no better than that boy who's crispy upstairs? Anyway, she a child. Frontal lobe wide open.
Face, are you okay?
This is why you need to heal your trauma, children. Because if you don't, you might make deals with the devil.
I'm happy you're home.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Riri. Oh, wait, we definitely have another scene. Definitely. Oh, Parker's still with us. Oh, is he going to the magic shop? Interesting. Wants his hood back?
You're Zelma, right?
Yeah.
How do you know me?
But if you're looking for magic, I can help.
Too quick.
Supreme like help, not party tricks. No offense.
You did offend me.
Show me stuff in the back.
How do you know about that?
Exactly.
I know you don't know me. Not yet, at least, but if you're up for it, how about a little abracadabra?
Thought you half flirting, sir. She probably gonna fall for it. A, because she's eager, and B, because you cute. Let's be real. Pretty privilege still works, even with all them scars on your face. That is so strange that she's not picking up at all on anything. I mean, I guess the magic isn't around him anymore, but you'd think there's remnants based on what he looks like. Interesting. And I do wonder what Parker is looking for at this point. Like, does he want to get, I mean, I guess he never really healed the reason why he got the cloak in the first place. He was desperate the last time we saw him. Interesting. Big help. Do you think he'd want to save Riri? Because, you know, I say that's probably the biggest outstanding thing for me this season is that they didn't go into it for obvious reasons, but like there was very much an energy, one could say, between Riri and Parker from the moment they met. But they never delved into it for, like I said, I knew it wasn't really like part of the plot, but I'm less wondering, like Riri took the cloak and didn't kill him, right? Not that she's a murderer. We know she's not the kind of person who want to take lives, but you get what I'm saying. She could have made his life a lot worse. She could have dropped him off at a prison, but instead she left him, and she clearly knew that it was hurting him, and that's why she wanted to take it away from him. I just wonder whether or not there's maybe some goodness in what he's trying to do, but I mean, it's probably highly unlikely because, again, he was still so thirsty for what he perceived to be power. But anyway, coming back to this episode, yeah, we finally got the backstory on how Parker got the hood and where it came to him. I do feel like it kind of felt a bit rushed. Like, I know this was already like supposed to be a limited series, and I don't know if we're going to get another season, but I feel like we should have been drip fed this story. I mean, they did it over the last 2 episodes or three, I guess, like with a little bit of the flashbacks. But I feel like from episode 1, we should have been starting to understand why Parker wanted the hood and needed the hood. Not just like the robbery was just the tip of the iceberg to me. It was really about Parker, who feels rightfully abandoned and hurt and lost because his own father tossed him out like trash and never looked back. Like, that's just obviously the money didn't mean anything to Parker. It wasn't about the money or the fame or any of that kind of stuff. It was about how his own father, to our knowledge, we didn't hear about a mom, so his only living relative other than his cousin tossed him out in the street like he was trash and just never checked to make sure he was alive. Like, I think most of us can just we may not understand. Like, thankfully I do not personally know what that feels like, but I think we can all imagine how immensely painful that would be. And so I feel like we should have gotten more of that sense of loneliness from Parker, that sense of desperation of losing people that he cared about or that cared about him, the desire for connection. That would have been a great way, I think, to build out more of Parker's character this season. And it also would have created a nice little balance with him and Riri, as far as like Riri being very similar to him, but kind of in reverse, in that Riri lost someone as well, but not, not by choice. And the fact that she too wants connection so badly, but her fear of being hurt and her fear of loss is keeping her kind of, locked away from the people that she loved most, right? So all that to say is I think we could have had a really good parallel story between the two of them, and that's something that could have really bonded them and brought them close. And then, of course, when the sinister side of the Hood and what Parker was doing came to light, that could have been the proverbial straw that broke them apart, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I feel like that could have been a little bit more of a compelling story between the two of them, but I'm not going to complain. 6 episodes it's a short amount of time to tell an involved story. And I think the main reason that this whole series existed was to give us obviously the starting point for who Riri is. I know that she's a part of the Young Avengers. We have an idea of who she is, what she's about, what drives her, but also one of her major flaws. And that's something that I think is actually really good about this series, because a lot of times with a lot of the Marvel, the other introductory either movies or shows, your character kind of comes off almost, I'm not going to say flawless, but definitely not deeply flawed. It's usually like one or two little things. And it's not until maybe you get to the second movie or the second season beyond that you start to get the deep cuts into just how potentially broken they are. But with this one, they jumped right in and let us know that Riri is deeply flawed and deeply wounded, and it really has affected her decision making. And again, there's a parallel with Parker, because it's the same with him: deeply wounded, deeply flawed. And that is why when this deal from the devil came up, he was so eager to take it, right? Because this is why I said that I feel like we should have been drip fed more of Parker's story and more of like why he was so emotionally vulnerable. Because honestly, it's like, okay, you tried breaking into your dad's place and then a magician shows up out of nowhere and feeds you pizza and says, here, just take this cloak and you get everything you want. Like, it just felt a little too easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people would have a little bit of, yeah, I'm skeptical, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like they could have done more of that for Parker, because we got that for Riri. Like, I understand why she took the deal in the end, as much as I'm frustrated that she did. But with Parker, it kind of felt like, really, bro? Like, could you try a few more things first, right? And I mean, obviously, Mephisto did not give details, right? Like, I've watched enough shows about magic and all types of sorcery to know that whenever there's a magical contract, two things are true. One, there's always a price, as we heard Zelma say multiple times. Magic is a price. It's never, it's not a freebie. And two, you need to get the details of any contract you enter into, a magical contract. If you leave it wide open, God knows what can happen to you, right? And so we saw that in WandaVision. We saw it in so many other things now, which we call Agatha all along. So all that to say, it's sad, but it started with Parker. He didn't ask any details. He should have known that nothing ever that good comes for free. Magic, again, in a world, I mean, this was, we didn't see how long ago it was that he got the hood, but the point is, in a world where there is Wanda, which, we can assume that in this world, they heard about what happened to that town that Wanda took over. They would have seen all the different things that have happened with magic. You'd think that he'd be a little bit more like, wait a minute, let me just mull this over, right? But again, I don't know a ton about Mephisto. I know what his character is. I know how huge he is in the Marvel verse, usually more in the magical community than not. But I know what I know of him is more to do with his storyline with Wanda, the many storylines with Wanda, and kind of their constant churn of, power struggle that goes between them. So I don't know a lot more about like his actual powers, but I know he's crazy powerful. I do know that he's no one to be messed with. It's someone that the most powerful of magicians fear. So anyway, yeah, I do think that potentially that scene, showing how he's able to, get into your head, see your darkest fears, your desires, your vulnerabilities, and then also that thing where they did with the echo in his head. Like, obviously, I know that Mephisto was weaving a little spell while he was talking to these people as well, but in the end, they still have to accept. And I do believe he's probably been turned down, probably not often, but he has been turned down before. So anyway, you kind of understand a bit more of how Parker ended up there, but it did feel like it was a little too easy based on what we saw. And I do think they could have done a better job of getting us to that point. But anyway, we see that Riri didn't take the loss of Natalie, the AI, very well, especially since she still hasn't fully processed or accepted the death of the actual Natalie. So that double whammy of a wound that wasn't closed just had her not thinking straight at all, which is why her mom and her friends tried to keep her from jumping in the suit and going after Parker. Like, she just, even though, yes, she had the suit ready and she was ready to fight, mentally and emotionally, she's still so scattered and she still needs to just sit down and deal with her emotions. She still hasn't done that. She still hasn't done that part. So anyway, we see that, like she said, like if magic took Natalie away, magic can bring her back. So it was always in her heart to bring Natalie back in some way. And I do think that Riri's kind of, because she hasn't healed her trauma around Natalie's death, she's willing to go to very dark lengths as it stands right now to get her back. And that's why I wasn't surprised she took the deal. I was saddened, but I wasn't surprised. So the fight, not much to say about that. Terrifying what the Hood was doing to Parker and the fact that he just didn't understand it. I did like that we saw that Parker realized that what he thought he wanted was not the money. And that's the thing, right? Mephisto was really good about, he always twisted everything to make it seem like what they wanted would hurt less than what he was offering, which is obviously the ultimate con. Because a real person who cared about Parker would have said, okay, you say you want to be rich, but what is behind it? Because money is just a means, right? Obviously, we all need it in this world, but what is it for? Like, money in of itself is not of value. It's what you can do with money that's of value. What was it that he wanted? Is it really the money and what the money would facilitate? No, it actually wasn't even those things. In the end, as I mentioned, what Parker wanted was recognition from his father, understanding, and love. And those things can't be bought with money. That was not something that could be bought. And truthfully, it was nothing that Mephisto could have offered. Because to my understanding, Mephisto can't, like, I don't know, I'd have to check, but almost every magical law I've seen out there says the one thing you can't do is make someone fall in love or feel love if they don't actually feel it. So all that to say, Mephisto probably couldn't give him that. But of course, he didn't allow Parker to figure out that that's really what he wanted. He didn't want the power, he didn't want the money, he didn't want to be greasy, slick, rich, all those adjectives he used to describe his father because he was angry at him. He wanted recognition, understanding. He wanted his father to acknowledge him and apologize and say that he was sorry for tossing him out like he didn't matter. That's what he wanted. That was what he wanted to fill, the sense of abandonment and loneliness that he felt. But of course, Mephisto made it seem like, oh yeah, money, that's what you want. Sure, the cloak will get you that if you want it. He didn't tell Parker to commit crime, right? He just said this cloak will facilitate what you need. He didn't tell Parker to commit crime, although we didn't always hear all the things that the cloak said. It definitely influenced Parker to do things, because I do believe every time Parker did something dark, it fed the cloak, right? So it wasn't like he was not going to do bad things, but you get my point. Mephisto never made him do anything. Parker already had those things in his heart. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been influenceable. So it's sad, but that's really what it came down to. And then when it came down to the deal with, him and Riri, that's why he said the whole thing about, oh, death, it doesn't ever go away. It just festers, whatever, which is not true. Not of everyone, right? The only time that grief turns into what Mephisto described is if you don't deal with it. If you just push it aside, if you try to pretend it's not there, if you channel it into things that are unhealthy, that's when it happens. Grief is a process. And the pain, he's right, it never does go away. When you lose somebody, in the beginning, it's keen, it's sharp, it's really, really harsh. But as time goes on, and if you've dealt with it and accepted and allowed yourself to feel all the emotions that come with it, it gets less sharp, it gets less painful. It still will hurt. The ache of losing someone, the ache of the memory will always be with you, but it won't be as bring you to your knees horrible as it is when it first happens, right? So that's kind of what Riri should have heard, what she needed to hear, I should say. And if she'd been around people who genuinely loved her, they would have helped her to understand that. But because she's been running from her feelings all season long and, redirecting it into all these unhealthy ways, of course, what Mephisto said, it kind of just spoke to what she wanted to hear at the moment. And obviously, as I said, the double whammy of losing, Natalie twice, she just wasn't in the right space to make a healthy decision. Again, she was trying to protect the people around her, once again saying, oh, it's not going to affect anybody. But you think she would have learned, like, while she learned that asking for help was a good thing in this series, what she still doesn't understand is that she affects other people. She's got a mom who loves her so much. She's got Zay who cares about her. She's got Zelma, not to mention, I'm sure, the wider network of people we've seen throughout the series. Like, Riri is not independent, and neither is her effect. So anyway, all of that to say that it's kind of sad that Riri wasn't able to feel that in the moment and just kind of thought about what it would do. Again, looking this bringing back Natalie, which is not Natalie. Let's be real. It's not Natalie, but this bringing back of her. Actually, I shouldn't say that because Wanda could create life. Maybe Mephisto can do the same thing. But you know what I'm saying? It's wrong. And this is what I've said all season 2, that they're flirting with this line with Natalie's soul kind of thing. But I digress. That's why her wanting Natalie back, again, is a band-aid to her still not dealing with that grief over her and her dad. So yeah, kind of a deep thing that happened there. As I said, disappointed but not surprised. And then outside of that, there was just a little bit of Zeke there. She was at least able to free Zeke from the control of the program. But as Zeke said, he still has a lot of anger that he hasn't dealt with, and he's just not sure where that's going to go right now. And so, as I said in the episode, I noted that when she asked, are we still friends? He didn't say no. He just said, I got a lot still going on right now, and we're not done. I take that to mean that Zeke needs still a little time to figure out who he wants to be now, right? Because Joe is gone. His covert life is over. He's broken out of prison now, too. So he's absolutely a fugitive. And now what is he? He's like a genetic anomaly, to put it mildly. So he's got a lot to figure out. And I mean, I think he and Riri will find their way back to each other, but he needs to deal with a lot of his repressed anger and emotions as well before he'll be ready to do that. But yeah, I feel like this is a good wrap up. I mean, they've clearly left this as a door to, or a next step to what's coming next, whether it is the Young Avengers movie. Well, not the Young Avengers, that just came out, but you know what I mean? The one where it's going to be, Miss Marvel and all the other younger people that have been slowly popping up in the Marvelverse to create their new crew. And yeah, I'm very interested to see where they're gonna take this new magical situation going on with Riri, and how she's going to kind of break free of it. Because I shouldn't say no, I feel fairly confident she's not going to succumb to the point that Parker has. But it'll be interesting to see what happens if we get a season 2, or if it's going to roll into a larger movie. But I enjoyed this. I thought this was really good. I loved, the feel of it. I loved how down to earth and grounded it was. And I know that people had mixed feelings, but I honestly think that this was really, really good. Cinematically very good. Loved the soundtrack. I loved the wholesome relationships that were displayed between Riri and her mother, her community. But it still is something that was dealt with, I think, really well, and just introducing the concept of grief and how it can affect us. And that's kind of a theme in many a Marvel character, obviously. But I like how they did it here. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was really, really nice. A nice little taste of what we could get from this character in the future. And I can see why Robert Downey Jr. was like, please watch this. This is really, really great. And I like this spin because Iron Man was such a huge part of the Marvelverse. And I like this spin on a different type of Iron person, because, this is an Iron Girl, if you want to say it. But I really like this kind of twist on that archetype of what Iron Man was, and how both of them, really, Tony Stark built the suit to protect the people he loved. And now we got Riri doing the same thing, just kind of different paths to get there, if that makes sense. So yeah, I enjoyed this series. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love. If there's other things in my catalog that you like to watch, I hope to see you there. And if not, we will see you in the next installment of whatever Marvel goodness there is. But thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.